Hi, you might have seen the quite long, like 20 minutes long video I just made where I go through most of the details about the new Fujifilm X H1, the new top-of-the-line X-series camera from Fujifilm. I promised you that I wanted to make a video with a lot of examples, so you can sort of see all the different sort of features, but in action. And that is this video. And instead of me talking and sitting here and being an avatar on video, I'll just run you through a lot of different examples. So that is what this video is all about. The reason why I'm not having it in my hands and only fiddling here with my glasses is because I only have one body left now. I had to give one back to Fujifilm. Damn it. But anyway, let's get to it. We'll start with this one.
Yeah, this is yours truly with the X H1 with the battery grip, the 18-55 and an adjustable or variable ND filter. That was the setup I used for the whole video. This is Klaus Bo that I followed in an airport with a huge LCD screen, I think it's called. And this is how the lens flares behaves with an ND filter straight into the sun with the 18-55, works pretty well. This is graded. This is slow motion, full HD, upscaled to 4K. I think it's pretty smooth. Also graded a bit, and that is to show how much you can actually push the material without it looking weird or crushing the blacks or anything. This is a fire prayer, and the only thing I did with this footage was to pull up the shadows just a tiny bit, not too much, so you could just see details in the dark, and that was pretty much it. I like to keep the dark looking, you know, like it is when you're there. You don't try to make night into day, but just embrace the dark. This is actually cremation fires. We are at a place called Pashupatinath, which is a Hindu temple. A lot of stuff is going on and they have daily cremations, and this is like 7 of them. I lifted the shadows just a tiny bit, and that's what I did. There's not a lot of noise in it, and I can't really remember the ISO. I just set it when I'm there. I think it's like maximum 1600. This is pushed to the limit. This is pitch black. You can see the stars even, and you can also see the noise. And I think I'm above 3200 ISO. And this is the roads that just killed my kidneys and my stomach down there. This was the roads all over. This is graded in camera. I used the ND filter sort of at its peak and just turned up the ISO a bit to see how I could manipulate this Eterna film simulation. And also, of course, the light where we are at makes it look in a certain way. The next clip shows the exact same place. I just turned around. It shows a lot of fog that made this light look how it did. And this is also slightly graded to bring out a bit more detail. It's all shot with the Eterna film simulation. This is from shadow to light in the Kathmandu traffic. This is not as insane as it usually is, but it's pretty insane, the traffic there. The next clip is a great example of how shadow to light works. This is actually graded a bit so it has a bit more contrast. The dynamic range is fine. This is not pushed in the dynamic range, it's at 100%. That's how it looks when you use normal settings. This is on top of Kalinchuk, also slightly graded to bring out a bit of contrast. They turn as grade to grade upon. It works really well. I think I'd prefer that one over F-Log. This is the same thing. The colors changes a lot depending on how you place yourself regarding to the sun. And this is a good example of how the autofocus behaves. You can set the tracking speed and the focus speed independently. So you can sort of get this very natural looking focus. So it doesn't look like an autofocus, but it looks more like it's pulled, or manually pulled. But I think it's pretty precise, but still it's a very early pre-production model. Fuji usually makes things better over time, but I think the starting point is really good. This is a good example of how much dust there were in Nepal at the time we were there. This is also graded, but only with the LUT. Nothing has been done except for the LUT. It's like 40% maximum. Very early morning. It shows also the behavior of the autofocus when there's a bit of chaos, and you could call this chaos, I think, with a lot of kits in it. And you know, when you carry a camera in these places, you attract the kids immediately. But they're pretty funny. This is graded with a lot as well. In the next clip, the sun came out just like 20 minutes later. Suddenly you have a completely different color scheme just because the sun came out. And this is still on autofocus. Yeah, these kids were really funny. They had a fun time. It was super cold before the sun came out, but these kids didn't care. They just walked around in flip-flops with bare feet. Tough people. Yeah, this is Klaus again. This is focus tracking. I just follow him and it looks very natural, very smooth.
Thanks for sitting through the whole video with all the examples, and I'd just like to say thank you for the great response on the video, the last video and maybe this one. And if you have questions, I'll try to answer them as quick as I can. The last one had a lot of questions, like more than 400, I think. So it's difficult to keep up, but I hope you have a bit of patience. Wait for me to answer your questions. I think that was it. I think it was. See you later, man.